Welcome to the first episode of the Courtside Conference Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Scott. Here with me is my guy, Derrick, the boss who owns everything. What's up, Dave?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
No, pretty good. Then our first guest, guy Andrew Doxy, nicest guy on the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that's 3 years. What is that? That's like 3 or 4 years in the making, that nickname. I'm not nice anymore. Anymore.
Nah, they're slowly breaking you.
Yo, facts. Kyrie's second year with the Celtics, that's what broke me because people were starting to call me mean. And I remember
you can
I had somebody block me on Twitter and I never felt so betrayed because I was like, damn, I've been blocked. I usually do the blocking.
Yeah. You were snapping a little bit.
I was.
It's funny because you don't cuss or anything either, so.
Yeah, no, I keep my stuff clean, but the funny thing is that I felt very strongly about the whole Kyrie situation, and it didn't even end up being worth it because
we were
left
hurt.
Anyway.
We were hurt.
We were all hurt. I tried to defend him to the very end. Then he left. I was like, no.
I defended him all the way up until he actually said he was going to Brooklyn.
Me too.
And everybody would, because I was like, he's still gonna come back. He's still coming back. Nah.
Sad like that.
Once the Brooklyn report came out, the jokes came out.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what really made me start hating Kyrie because of that was that we lost Al Horford.
Yeah.
That
was a real hitter to me.
That broke my heart.
If we could have kept Kemba and added, or if we could have kept Horford and added Kemba, I still would have been happy, even with that contract that Al had.
I want Al to retire Celtics so bad. That broke my heart.
Man, I know.
Because in a group chat all day, JJ was like, what if Horford goes to the Sixers? I was like, we kept calling them stupid because like they don't have the cap or whatever. And then like a couple of hours later, we all get the bomb and it's like, oh crap. He's like, told you.
Man. I think I got off social media for the rest of the day that day.
Because I just saw ourselves like tumble to the 7th seed, 8th seed, with losing both of them.
Yeah,
right.
Like, come on, bro.
But then we got Kemba and Tatum is like the greatest player ever.
And it's Cantor.
Ignore him.
And it's Cantor Plan A.
Hey man, you know what? Cantor, I actually enjoy him being on the team. I enjoy it.
Well, it's been real, guys. Thank you for inviting me. I think I'm gonna leave.
No, listen. I'm not. He is definitely not replacing Al Horford or Aaron Baines. But I think his rebounding was what I was looking at in terms of just being a plus. Offensive rebounding was a plus. So that's what I was more so banking on because we can't put Taco Fall in there right now. So
no, definitely not.
No,
but I just want to point out that our record without Enes Kanter is much better than our record with Enes Kanter.
That's a fact. Can't debate that one.
I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. I mean, as long as we get Robert Williams to come in and be healthy and stay, then I'm good. Whatever.
Robert's good. Rob just has like the first 5 minutes like doing stupid stuff out of the system, like every game.
Yeah.
He's like straightforward from there.
Yeah.
Every game. But let's just start.
You can't play him too long. You can't play him too
long.
Long.
Once he starts his contract, you just got to like, all right, tell him.
Yeah.
But I think with Tice, you know, the two of them, you switch them out for each other. Every short stints, it's good.
Yeah.
Just for the overall team.
I was pretty hard on Tice last season because he was like slow as a snail, but that wasn't fair because he was coming off a knee injury. So Tice, I'm sorry.
Between that and Poirier, Poirier, I don't even know how to feel about him anymore. He doesn't get as much time, I guess, but at the same time, when he's out there, he doesn't seem to do the right things or be in the right spot, and that's
right.
That's one of my takes that aged the worst because preseason I had him sneaking up to be the starter.
Me too.
Yeah, and I had Robinson
because him as like in theory he's perfect. He's a rim runner. He rebounds decently, and he was a good defender in Europe. So
and
like
he backed up Rudy Gobert.
Exactly. So it's like what's wrong with him, but. And you're right that we haven't seen him much, but also like you earn playing time in practice. So I'm guessing in practice he's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but then again, Terry Rozier got like 40 minutes a game by being Terry Rozier. So it's like, I don't even know. I don't even know how you get minutes these days. Terry Rozier earned minutes because of the last postseason.
Yeah,
I would not let Terry Rozier burn down this podcast today. I won't do it.
Burn down. That's what's gonna bring it up.
I still love him. I still love him. I just hate that he went on ESPN and went on that tirade.
Yeah,
he
went on like a whole press run.
Horrible.
Counterpoint. That press run is what sealed the fact that he was gone.
That's what sealed the deal.
Yeah,
he was on
that's true.
That was a turning point for the better.
Yeah, that's true.
Point for the better. I was like, hey, yo, burn it down. Burn down those bridges, big fella.
I was actually saying the same thing. Once he did that, I said, all right, you know what? Let's just call it. Let's just call it, man. That's it. Get rid of who we didn't get rid of, man.
So I want to top of the season. Doxy, when did you first become a fan?
Well, it's the 2009-2010 season, which is crazy because it's been 10 years now.
Right.
I never thought I would, in my mind, I never think, man, it's been 10 years, but and I'm sure for other people, it's been like, oh, I've been a Seas fan since I was born. But for me, it's weird because I jumped in in middle school, and it was the 2009-10 playoff run. I just tuned in randomly to the Eastern Conference Finals because I was starting to be more interested in basketball, at school, and swooping with my friends and stuff. So I saw the playoffs were on. It was Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals against Orlando. The first memory that I had with Celtics is Rondo diving for the floor at Game 3, between Jason Williams' legs. And and it's funny because Mike Breen said that he spun, but he didn't really spin at all. That he did the little crossover, flipped it off the glass. That moment, I was like, okay, so hoopers, they be hooping out here, So I thought it was
exactly.
And so I kept watching them. I watched them take out Orlando. I watched Ray Allen set the finals record at that time, Game 2. I saw the Shrek and Donkey game when we went up 3-2 against the Lakers.
Yo,
and then I got my heart ripped out.
We all got our heart ripped out.
I remember, it's funny. I remember being so hyped in Game 7 when Rondo hit that step back 3-pointer or turnaround 3-pointer in the corner. Yeah. We were within 3 points with a couple of seconds to go, but it didn't happen.
Then here comes Rondo Artest.
Yeah, bro.
That one I still can't get over.
I love Rondo to death, so I don't hate him for that, but that broke my heart.
Yeah. I wasn't really torn up about it because I wasn't as invested. And I kind of looked at some of the things that they were doing over the summer, we signed Shaq. That sounds cool, but he old.
Yeah, I thought it was Luke we got shot.
Yeah, I was hyped a little bit. I didn't think that he, that it was gonna end up being, he was gonna end up being washed. But so I was with the team. I was mad hyped for opening night against the Heat. That was cool.
Against the Heat, I remember that one.
I was hyped that we won. I was hyped about, some of the different moments, Rondo was on a tear to start that season. Yeah. And then, but it was really on December 15th, 2010, either the 15th or the 16th. We played the Knicks. We was on a 9-game winning streak.
The Knicks.
Yeah, we were on a winning streak. And that was the game that Paul Pierce hit that step back jumper.
Oh yeah.
At the, with 4 seconds left.
Yeah.
Man, I still remember the call and everything. So I watched that, and then that's what really hooked me because at that point I went on my TV. I was like, all right, what are all the Celtics games coming up? I'm gonna record them. I'm gonna be on it. And since then I haven't really looked back. So it really, to me, the most heartbreaking thing was Game 7 against the Heat in 2012 because I really feel like that was our year.
Man, that one killed me.
Yeah, that's what hurt.
I was only able to see the first half of that game because it was graduation night over here. So I was celebrating with people. And so when it was over, I checked the score and I seen we lost. I was walking and the homies came over. He was like, "Hey, yo, bro, y'all won today?" He was like, "You know the score of the game?" I was like, "Yeah, the Heat won." I was like, "Yeah, the Heat won." He was like, shook my. He was like, "Thank you."
Man,
that tore me up, man. Even more so than when we lost in 2018. That one, it sucked because we just forgot how to play basketball for 4 minutes. But I knew we weren't going to win a championship even if we beat the Cavs, right?
Yeah.
Because on the other side is the Warriors. Maybe we would have not gotten swept or whatever, but
It would have been a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, probably. To be honest,
we would have grinded out one game.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, we would have gripped it again. But in 2012, if we get past Miami, if they call the foul in Game 2,
they called the foul.
Final, they call the foul, we win the championship.
Yeah,
it just sucks.
Man. Oh man,
I remember that's what really hyped me up.
I remember being hyped for the 13th season. I was like, we got Jason Terry, we got Courtney Lee. I was like, we revamped. We about to KG's coming back. I love Courtney Lee at the time too. Then he gets there, he can't hit open threes and defend. It's like
in 2K11, and in 2K12, I always traded for Courtney Lee, bro. I always traded for Courtney Lee. And then we got Courtney Lee. Like he was one of the dudes that just made so much sense to me to add to the team. Because we needed wing depth. We didn't have any wing depth. We signed him. We got Jason Terry. I wasn't thrilled about that, but look, if we're going to lose Ray Allen.
I was like, we got another shooter. We got Avery coming back. We got Jeff Green, kind of young now.
Bro.
We got Sullinger.
You know who...
If Avery doesn't get injured against the Sixers, we beat the Heat.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Easy. Most definitely. But then again, they could say the same thing about Chris Bosh, too.
Yeah.
You know I was tweeting about that Avery and Jeff Green because, we had no youth. Ron was our only guy under 30, so it was the corpse of Pearson, Ray trying to chase around Brian and Brian and D Wade for 7 games, they're gonna die eventually.
Yeah,
and then we had we were playing Keon dueling major minutes and Marquis.
We had no hope the longer that series went on.
Man, I actually hated Phil Pressey being on the Celtics.
Yeah, me too.
You know why? You know why? It had nothing to do with him, the way he played. My ex, for some reason, she wasn't even a huge basketball fan, but she loved Phil Pressey for some reason. And she would go on tirades. Oh man, I feel bad for you.
It's tough because I love him too. I can't really.
Yeah, you can't say anything. Yeah. But every time
I probably love him more.
Yeah, see, every time I would play 2K, I would trade Phil Pressey off the tee. No, man, nah. So I was glad to see him actually leave.
Nah, get out there.
And then we broke up. So
man. I liked Phil a little while, but maybe it's just me being a homer because at least a good 3 or 4 years, I loved everybody on the team until they started sucking and gave me a reason.
Honestly,
every year there's somebody I hate. Every year.
Yeah, every year.
Back then it was Phil Pressey, then it was Kelly Olynyk, and then it was Terry. For last season, and then this year it's cancer.
I despise Tyler Zeller for a very long time.
I love Tyler, bro.
Where is he?
What?
He's out of the league.
Charlotte, maybe. Oh, he's out the league.
Because I knew he was in Charlotte last. Man.
When Brad used to play Zeller and Yarebko together for 5 minutes, or Yarebko and Kelly, I used to rip my hair out and just scream for him to take them out. It was killing me.
I was hyped for Yarebko to go to Golden State. I was hyped.
You know what's funny? Yarebko was another guy that I always traded for in 2K, and he ended up on the spot. Yeah, no, it's funny. Jordan Crawford, another dude that I always traded for. Jordan Crawford, Courtney Lee, Jonas Jerebko, I always traded for those 3 guys in 2K11, 2K12, and we ended up getting all of them on the team. It was amazing. I was like, yo, what's going on?
Have you tried trading for KD?
Okay, no.
That's probably why we didn't get him, man. That's probably why we didn't get him that year, though.
The funny thing is, I actually try to remember if I did. Yeah, bro. And there's another one too. I'm forgetting now that we actually ended up getting. And it was just, to me, it was just bro, is Danny Ainge stalking my GM?
I'm being completely honest. I actually credit Kobe Bryant for me being a Celtics fan because I hated Kobe Bryant and I hated the Lakers as a kid. And it was because whenever I would actually see a game, because I had basic cable growing up, so I didn't get to watch any games until playoffs. And so whenever I would see him playing, I'm seeing the ball not move as much as I wanted the ball to move. So I hate it. And I'm like, I need to know who hates the Lakers. Who hates the Lakers? And I started looking and finding out. I found out it was the Celtics. I was hooked. That was back when Paul Pierce was pretty much by himself. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Just as long as the Celtics are my team, I'm good. I didn't care. So when they actually went against the Lakers in 2008, that was when I went to college. Oh man, I was talking mad trash, man.
That must. I say my own story is pretty much similar. So instead of Kobe, it was LeBron.
Yeah.
I said my brothers and all my cousins, like, all they talked about was LeBron and play with him in 2K all the time.
Yeah.
So to spite them, I would just like root for who was playing against in the playoffs. One year I was
whooping the boys. We was whooping LeBron every
so,
back to back to back.
Oh, I was really super hard for like the Magic and whatnot. So I used that to troll them and like all the time. Then like the next year I started watching the Celtics. I was like, oh, this Rondo guy is like pretty cool. And my brother was like schooling me on him. So then playoffs come around. And we played the Cavs. I was like, and they're like, just a year. I'm just like, okay, watch this. So then the Celtics started like wilding out. Rondo had like that like massive triple double thing like game 4, I think. He had the stick behind the back pass on Tony Allen. That was the game right there.
Yeah. Got it.
Oh, so that's your moment. That's your moment.
Yeah, that was
so we kind of jumped around the same time then.
Yeah, you were like maybe like what 2 weeks behind me.
Yeah.
I got on I think in 04, 05, somewhere around there. Yes, man. And I couldn't even watch the games. Man. I was literally just hooked with the Celtics for no reason outside of just pure hate.
I feel you. Pure hate for Kobe.
Outside of pure hate for the Lakers, man. That was it.
It's a strong emotion.
It is.
Anything to spite the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
I used to love the Suns growing up all the time. I used to like whoop the Lakers every time I see them play. And I was like huge on Steve Nash as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Him and Stoudemire are like my favorite players right there.
Oh man, Stoudemire. God, I actually
at the end of the
would not mind seeing him get back into the league.
Right, but his he's too old now. But his Hall of Fame is.
He could be serviceable. I've seen what he's done in Israel. He could be serviceable for a team coming off the bench.
He's like a legend of Israel.
Yeah,
he is.
I don't think it would be a bad idea if he wanted to do it. Just at least for a playoff run. Yeah.
Would you want him on the Celtics?
Hell no.
You don't really believe in him.
Because we have great chemistry. I don't want to rock that, man.
It's always
those punch a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
It's always those 1 or 2 guys you want back in the league, but it's like you want them on your team. It's like absolutely not.
Nah.
like Jamal Crawford or Melo.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's like get those guys on the team. How about the Celtics? Guys, please. No.
Nah.
Well, Jamal Crawford would be good coming off the bench if we had the space. We don't have the space for it. No. I honestly think he would. I think he would be good coming off the bench, just to
for us.
If just for shooting purposes. Outside of that, I don't like. No, there's no other reason. But I think
I would take Brad Wanamaker over Jamal Crawford, to be honest.
I would too. No, I would too. I'm just saying if we had the space, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I'm not, but
for me,
we don't have.
I can't justify giving Jamal Crawford 10 minutes a game, like on a contender. I just can't, bro. You know how many points we would bleed in those 10 minutes.
I spam him against like all.
Well, that's why I say off the bench. That's what I'm saying off the bench.
Even off the bench, bro.
Because you have Marcus Smart right there. You have the defense with between Smart and
Look, there are limits to Smart's power, bro.
I bring him in for lottery teams. Like the game against the Cavs was like Tatum and Jalen the rest, and just spam Jamal Crawford like 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, for like entertainment value.
And that's about it. Play them like maybe like once every other week against those type of teams.
Well, with the rumor of Isaiah Thomas possibly coming back to the league, would you guys want to see him back in Boston?
No,
not at all.
No, I think that ship is still.
Nah, because it would be like a Taco situation where it's not about his skill. It's about like the sentimental value. It's not about we don't need him. Like, we don't need his skill set right now.
Yeah.
And so the only reason we're doing it was like lip service to the fans. But at the end of the day, like, that's kind of disrespecting his game and him as a player and what he did for the city.
Yeah, because Isaiah's a hooper.
Yeah,
he is. Even if he can't hoop like that anymore, I don't want to taint what he did before for us by giving him like a here, take it kind of position. Like, and he wouldn't want that either.
Yeah,
he was our guy. He's like Jalen, and he's like Jalen's OG pretty much on the team.
Yeah.
And he got there smart rookie season too, so you could say the same about him. So it'd be kind of weird bringing him back in, and the young guys he was bringing along, he now has to like play under and whatnot.
And he wouldn't even get that much time. He would get Brad Wanamaker's minutes because he's not taking minutes away from Smart the way he
not at all.
No, Smart gets more minutes just no matter what.
Yeah.
And then you think about personnel. Could you really play Isaiah and Enes Kanter at the same time?
Oh my God, no. Wanamaker and Cancer give me headaches, so I wouldn't want to match Isaiah and Cancer.
Nah, put it like that. Nah.
We would just have to spot the team 10 points at the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I still feel that nostalgic. You know,
I completely understand.
Oh my God,
that was my God.
If I have a son, I'm naming him after Isaiah.
Fat.
Well, Isaiah blocked me on Twitter, so I don't feel that strong.
No, did he? What did he do?
Yeah, he must have searched his name because I never tweeted at him once.
Doxy was like, man, Isaiah needs to pass the ball more, and Isaiah was like,
you know what's funny? After I realized I was blocked, I went through and I searched his name with my handle. I think the only negative thing I ever said about him was that if I had to pick between him and Zach LaVine for the next 5 years, I would take Zach LaVine because I didn't want to pay Isaiah Thomas a max contract, $180, $80 million. Yeah. I don't think that's a crazy take to have, considering the things that people. Yeah, like considering the things that people say to athletes, on Twitter. Like I didn't curse at him. I didn't say nothing disrespectful about his family, his wife. I just said I would rather have this other successful NBA player on my team for the next 5 years. That's the only thing negative that I find that I said about him. That wasn't on a podcast because otherwise the only other negative thing I would say is on a podcast with Jake saying that I didn't want to pay him a max contract. So. Either he searched his name on Twitter and got disrespected that I compared him to Zach LaVine over 5 years, or he listens to Revenge of the Parquet. So either way, I got real estate in his head.
Man.
Oh man, salute Isaiah. But how you guys feel about the league attempting to come back and all the madness from yesterday?
I want basketball to come back just because as a basketball fan, I want to see the game. But when I look at the calendar and I see how that's going to end up messing up the schedule next season, I would prefer they just skip the rest of the season and move on because it is what it is. I mean, it sucks, but having everybody come back right now, I personally do worry about injury because we're going into Orlando and they're getting maybe 2 weeks of games, maybe 2 or 3 weeks of games.
Yeah.
You need like a month and a half to really warm up.
Especially before the playoffs.
And especially getting the playoffs. Yeah. So I would prefer they have that time to do training camp and get their bodies acclimated and come back and just go. Because I'm going to be completely honest. If someone gets injured, I don't even care if they're not on the Celtics. If someone gets injured, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
I'm going to be pissed.
It's going to add more of that. It's going to add a bigger asterisk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially one of the important players, like one of the elite guys, mess around and get injured for coming back.
Celtics get injured because of this.
It's going to be a Celtic too, just because that's how it works for us. No matter what, we always get.
It's always knock on wood, man. Some wood, man. Man, that's just my only interpretation with it.
I'm gonna make 2 points here, but the first one, I agree with you that I don't like the quick turnaround Like the playing games is only gonna be like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then the regular season, and then the first round of the playoffs is gonna be like done in like a week, and it's just like that like we're crunching too much. I feel like
someone's gonna get hurt.
Either somebody's gonna get hurt, or the quality of the and obviously getting hurt is the more important part here. But also the quality of the product is going to be like even worse because dudes are going to either be super careful or super rusty. And it's just not going to look good. Like
so it's going to be like an all-star game.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird to see because they proposed this plan like in May, right? So it's like, why are we waiting until July 31st to start? And then you're going to put everything in 2 weeks. Like, why don't we just get started earlier and spread things out a little more? Like, I understand they got to do a lot of logistics stuff and everything. But right now, if the league's checkbook depended on starting the NBA in 2 weeks, everybody would be there starting in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that urgency is right there.
Right.
So I don't know why they, I guess because they want guys to come back, quarantine, go to Orlando, quarantine, do this stuff, but they even proposed just going straight to Orlando, quarantining there. That's another 2 weeks you can cut off, So I don't know.
Yeah.
So that part I agree with you, Derrick. But my second point where I disagree is about affecting next year's calendar. Because honestly, I like the idea of starting around Christmas, January, because like when the NBA is off in the summer. I'm not like I'll watch playoff baseball. You ain't gonna get me to watch regular season baseball. Like that's just not me, bro. And I feel like a lot of people share that opinion. Like our Red Sox and all that, but I'm not gonna be sitting at home in August being like, yo, you know what I want to watch? The Red Sox. Right now. Like, yeah, bro. Like, so if you was to take out like if you put the off season, of course NBA players are probably not gonna want that because they like their summers.
The summers, yeah.
So, but at the same time, you're also cutting out a lot of winter being on the road too. Because I know dudes who play for like Minneapolis for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They don't live in Minnesota when they don't have to. So you take out like November, December in that market, you don't have to be there. I mean, except for when training camp starts up. But if you was to start the season in January, February, you're cutting out half the winter there. That you don't have to be on the road in a cold city. Most of the dudes live in LA.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And that way, you have your NBA Finals in August, and we only have to suffer through September without and football starts in September, right?
Yeah, preseason. Right. Yeah, cheer my Eagles.
So it kind of makes the entire sports calendar more coherent for the NBA to start and finish in one singular year instead of doing like 18, 19, 19, 20.
I actually like that.
The 2020 season, the 2021 season. You know what I mean?
I didn't think about it like that. So All-Star break would be what, around May, June?
April. Yeah, April or May. And that opens up a lot of different All-Star locations. Because a lot of times they don't you don't have All-Star locations in certain places, or players don't want All-Star games to be in certain places because it's mad cold. But now you don't have to go to a Miami or a Phoenix or New Orleans to have good weather All-Star weekend. Boston could have the All-Star game.
That is a fair point. Right. I cannot argue that. I
didn't think about half of these points until I started talking. Off the dome.
That is strong point, because especially when you're thinking about the year of the title, it would make it one calendar year instead of half. I agree with that. You
start the season mid-January. I think that's a good time. It doesn't have like the wow factor of starting on Christmas, but I think you only have a month and a half of cold weather.
Yeah.
For those small market teams in cold weather cities, it's better for free agents.
Actually, I was about to say, that actually makes sense for free agents. That teams like Milwaukee should be a proponent for that.
Yeah, because they're not getting free agents any other way. So it's like, if you take away both of those barriers, like, okay, it's a small market and it's got bad weather, then it's more equal opportunity for free agents.
I'm actually not mad at that.
I also did not think about that until just now.
Man, bro, you started to sway me, man. Damn.
You plugged in and suggested at the Nets owners meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text Kyrie and be like, "Hey, yo, just slip this in next time you cause trouble."
Make you more trouble.
Oh man.
Great segue though. To Kyrie, the man of the hour.
Yeah.
I'm cool with the plan to come back if it's done safely, and the way it looks now is that it's not gonna be done safely.
And it looks like they're poorly planned, and they don't know how they're gonna get the cleaning staff in, or they're gonna let them go home. And they can't realistically get it done without either.
It's a lot.
They have to leave them either leave or give them housing. So.
And they're trying to open up the park anyway. So like that's another thing. Like if you're opening up the park and quarantining the players, how does that work?
So I saw some player was asking like, what if they need to go? Like I think Kyrie mentioned it. Like, what if you need to go buy a product? Is somebody gonna run it for you? Like you're gonna go and buy that product for them? Like what if an NBA player needs shaving cream? Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
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 See, what they gonna make them pack in bulk when they come, or you gonna send a representative to the store? Do they have stores on the campus? Like
bring their own barber there or something. That's a lot. Exactly. That is a lot.
So at that point, it's like I think you can. I remember Keith Smith, excuse me, mentioned that he knows a lot of Disney employees who are willing to be in that bubble. I don't know how true that is, but like if there are people willing to participate in a bubble and it's enough staff, then just make it a real bubble. Because otherwise, it's like a parachute with holes in it. Like it's not useful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I honestly just don't see the point of opening that park up to the public.
I don't see it.
I don't get that.
I mean revenue.
I mean,
but
I
did see where the NBA player they're not gonna like there's not gonna be interaction between other people in the park and the bubble, if that makes sense. Like because it's kind of separate with the sports complex.
Okay.
So it's not like people can like go freely to the complex.
Okay.
But if you have employees who are going in to the bubble, leaving and being able to interact with all the people in the other parts of the park, like
that's my point, because you still have kitchen staff that's going to be cooking food and stuff like that. Like, how are they interacting with the people in the park versus the bubble? That's my point. Because if that's the case, it makes no sense to do this. None of this makes any sense.
Yeah. But if it was safe, then because I miss hoops. I want to watch players.
I'm getting tired of playing 2K, bro.
I gave up on 2K.
I'm getting tired.
I haven't sunk that far yet.
Man.
If this keeps going, I might have to fire up blacktop mode on 2K18.
Yeah.
But that's
man, I was playing 2K.
I'm not there yet.
I was playing 2K like probably the day after they decided to go ahead and cancel the season. I was like, oh man, or at least pause the season. I was like, man, I can't even fathom not seeing basketball. And I'm just playing.
We've already done an entire offseason.
We have
from March to June, and it's gonna be another month until we see hoops again. If this even works. Actually, 2 months. Or we
are on the end of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember the week they canceled. I was having like rough go things, like a couple like days heading up into and like I used the Celtics to like kind of blot everything out for at least like 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so then I got the note, so I'm like already having like a rough stretch of days, and I get a notification. Every year it's canceled. I was like, Jesus Christ.
2020 is one hell of a year, man.
Get through like these next few weeks. It's ridiculous.
I tell you, I don't know what July has in store for us, but I don't want to see it.
Man,
I hope it's nice at least just for less biologists.
I'm hoping we can get out of 2020 fast. Like, just get to 2021. Let's see what happens, man, because this is...
This ain't it.
That's true. How you guys feel about everybody harping on Kyrie yesterday? Y'all agree with him? Disagree?
I think I mean I don't see how you can look at what Kyrie's doing and think the point is wrong.
Yeah.
His delivery is weird. Like
he's all over the place.
Yeah. He's always all over the place, but he really means well in this situation.
He does. Yeah. He does.
He means well, and that's the point, because there's no conspiracy from the NBA about getting this. Yeah. The conspiracy is that their pockets are getting thinner and they want to put more money in their pockets. Like that. Mm-hmm. That's not a conspiracy. That's just
I definitely think they want certain teams to. I definitely think they want like the greatest to lose their playoffs over. That's about the only thing.
Yeah. I think they want Zion in the playoffs, which is why they
absolutely
won 22.
They want either Dame or Zion to go up against LeBron in the first. That's about the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that was also. Go ahead.
Because honestly, they should not be taking 22 teams in. They should be taking 16, play a couple of regular season games to even out the seeding, and then that's that.
Yeah.
Because the adding more people to the bubble just makes it
makes it more harder to get it straight.
This would be the perfect time for them to do the 16 team.
1 through 16 instead of conference.
Yeah, this would be the perfect time for them to do that. You get the top teams that are already, there.
See, I'd be all for that.
Let them do it.
I'd be all for that if the Celtics didn't have like the hardest schedule of everybody. Yeah. Like beneath the prediction. Right. So that's
I'm not trying to put the Clippers in the second round, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Clippers, the Lakers.
In theory, your idea is good, but
no. From a selfish standpoint, no, not at all. But this would just be the time that you would.
Yeah. If they're gonna experiment, they might as well experiment right now.
Might as well.
Yeah, but I also think that there's value in not experimenting too much, because you don't want to add like a huge asterisk to where like the season is a joke. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like,
you don't want to look back on the history books like, all right, Corona.
This season
we really just threw stuff at the wall. Like,
that's why I hate the whole play-in tournament idea, because that's just like silly.
Yeah.
Imagine the team who actually has the higher seed and by a good margin just slips up and loses their one game and they're out of here. It's like the Suns or something. They get the playoff spot.
Man, that would be so messed up.
Like, that's such a slippery slope to die on. The Suns get hot and like knock off the Blazers and Pelicans or whatever, and they're in the playoffs after they have like the second to last worst record for everybody that's there.
Yeah, because they got hot over 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Dame will be hot if that happens.
Yeah, but like Kyrie's not really like. Kyrie's not really saying anything wrong. I think everybody's
and the thing is, they say he's speaking for the other players who didn't get a chance to like voice their opinion. And plus, I read something that said the player union vote didn't have the representatives from every team on it either. So
yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, they said reps from all 30 teams weren't there when they voted on it last week.
Something I don't understand is that they're like, we just have no way to get a good poll of all the players in the league to come to a consensus. I'm like, bro, have you ever heard of SurveyMonkey?
Like they could send like a large spread email to every team or whatever, then just send all the results back to them.
And even if you're afraid of voter fraud in that situation, like just hop on a Zoom call with all the players, like
and tally the votes.
Like do team by team.
Yeah, each team has their own Zoom call and vote. Yeah.
Yeah. That takes like maybe a couple hours.
They already do the voting thing when it comes to All-Star.
Yeah.
So you can't say that you don't know how to do it. You poll the players.
Exactly.
You don't poll LeBron and CP3 and then call it a day.
Yeah.
We already know what they're gonna say. Like, I guess
that's pretty much what
LeBron
they did
wants
too.
To restart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my thing with Kyrie. People were saying like, why didn't he feel this way last week? I'm like, maybe last week he thought it was like cool, but then he goes back and gets 101 texts from guys here and there saying they don't want this, so they weren't asked about that. Then he's like, wait, just hold on a second. So, and they were gonna have to re-vote on it and keep going through more precautions anyway. So him saying this didn't hit a roadblock they weren't already gonna go to anyway.
Yeah.
Which makes the whole framing as him as the villain who's trying to hold up progress makes it just like really silly and kind of just mean and nasty to him and whatnot.
This would have been different if it wasn't Kyrie that was talking.
Exactly. If LeBron would have came out and said, "Hey, guys don't like this," they would have been like, "Cool about it."
At worst, have KD do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
But for Kyrie to come out and do it,
Kyrie, the guy who already has the reputation as the loudmouth for the guy he's not that smart, the flat earther.
Yeah.
So now everybody's just like, and they're coming up with a conspiracy to say him and KD are like plotting against LeBron.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get our own title. And that was like kind of game of steam yesterday too. At that, like even Woj was like, he's relishing in the opportunity to oppose LeBron. It's like, bro, what are y'all doing?
I mean,
and I think media reporting is what's really hurting this whole saga because nothing has ever been like the NBA is not coming back until it's back. Nobody's agreed on everything. The NBA hasn't even. Nobody signed any papers yet between Walt Disney and the NBA. Like it's not for sure that they're coming back, but the way Shams and Woj are reporting on it, it's like, all right, we're coming back on this day. Players are gonna play, and then we're gonna have a champion by October. Like
exactly. And they report that, and then 2 days later, it's talks are still ongoing, and they're switching more dates and having more players say this, and they're like, well, so what's the holdup? And people aren't understanding that every step of the way, it's still ongoing, and that nothing is finalized, like the way they're trying to report it.
This could all
June
fall
13th,
apart, and
right?
we don't even. Yeah. This could all fall apart, and we have we have no hoops until next year. Like none of this has to happen.
Since this is June 13th, and things are still not solidified by now, I don't see how.
I don't see how either.
I don't see it. I mean, you already have players
I think
like Tatum and Kuzma and other players have already filed for insurance in case of an injury. Yeah. So it's
Kuzma acting like he's gonna get an extension.
Right. That is hilarious.
Yo, Kuzma heard about a class action suit there. Yo, let me jump in. Like, yeah, bro, I'm really concerned.
Yeah, move over there, man.
Like, yeah, all right, just somebody put his name on there.
Get him shut up. I just don't see if by June 13th, if nothing is solidified, how we come back and everything is copacetic to finish the season out and then restart for the following season. Because now you're talking they were talking about like November, like early November for training camp.
Yeah, like mid-November. Well, that I never believed that. That's not gonna happen.
That just didn't make any sense.
No,
they're not coming back a month later after just playing in the finals.
Yeah, that's that whole thing never made sense to me to even do that.
To me, if you really want to stick with this plan, and in October, you got to start the season mid-January at best.
Yeah,
at best. That's what I'm saying. And how old? 55 games or so.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you can. Like I said, I think you can still do a full season. You just got to be comfortable with extending it later into the summer. But that's more like committing to permanently extending the calendar. And to do that, they would have to renegotiate the CBA, which I think they're going to do anyway.
They're going to have
somebody
to.
Should float that. Somebody should float that idea out.
But then
why are we going to crunch? Why are we going to force a lockout season when we could just adjust things and make this? Because we're not going back to normal anytime soon, like in this country.
No,
in the world. So why are we, holding on to this idea of like we got to get back to normal as soon as we can?
Because you're talking about people that are in positions of power that are only thinking about money, and that is it. That's it. That's the problem.
So, which is why every step of the way you see at least one NBA guy come out and tweet, these are the implications, this much is lost, that much. Jared Dudley comes popping out talking about the CBA like every chance he gets now. Like, shut up, Jared.
He's tap dancing.
Guy, man.
Yeah, he's just... Jared is like, we have to play. You guys are like, dude, shut up.
He's not even going to get much time.
But I get it, though, because I mean, not for Dudley, but like dudes like I'm just trying to think like Brad Wanamaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's making he's making $1 million. If he doesn't get a check, how much of that does he? And don't forget, taxes take a huge chunk out of these players' salaries.
Right.
So,
there's no rollover.
Exactly. So what happens if Brad Wanamaker doesn't get paid for an entire year? It does get difficult for, and that's a good chunk of the league. There's a lot of the league that's on either rookie contracts or minimum contracts. So that's why, to me, I don't think we can just not play in Orlando at all this summer. Like, I think you gotta get something.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of players. Like, we know, CP3, Russell Westbrook, all these dudes, they got millions and millions. They got their mansions already.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to adjust their budget a little bit. But there's some dudes who are living in apartments right now who they might have, they might not be able to afford that after a couple months of no payment.
And do you think some guys are paying their bills and then their family's bills at the same time?
Oh yeah. And mortgages and
mortgages. You got your house, your mom's house. You might have your grandma's stuff going on.
Yeah.
So if you fall, then you have a whole another ladder of people in your family who fall right back into where they were.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then on the other hand, people who have businesses.
Yeah, businesses, kids, especially like school-age kids like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you get sick and your lungs never recover, then you're mortgaging your own future in the NBA to make more money later on.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a balance, but I don't think we can discount the financial implications, because it does. I mean, obviously our lives are way more important than that, and these guys are human. And that is important, but they can't just go without money either,
Yeah.
I think, even though they do make a lot of it.
I think that this is the part that I'm not too clear on with the CBA. If there is an account, so to speak, to hold up in case of something like this happening, to where they can just pay off a lot of those guys that have those minimum contracts or 1-year contracts or something like that. I'm not sure. I think the NFL does that, where they pay for like vets and stuff like that, or have some contingency in place. That might be something that they have to think about moving forward, because if something like this ever happens again, and then you have to stop the season, you're gonna have to have some type of you're going to have something held up so that you can pay off the players that have the minimum contracts.
Yeah.
So that they're not suffering.
And I always assumed that the league always had stuff like this, since they made so much money in all these other areas. I thought they would have all these insurance policies and backup payment plans and pensions for them, the people who work at their stadiums and all their other employees.
Yeah, no, I thought they had something like that already in place as well. But
they just have a credit line and that's it. But if there's a let's say that they cancel Orlando, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm saying this because I feel like I've read it a couple of times. But if you cancel the games, they're not under obligation to pay the player.
I don't think they are.
Yeah. They keep saying they can tear the CBA up and
there's only a few players. There's only a few players that have guaranteed contracts, like LeBron.
Yeah, that's what Kyrie said yesterday. He was like, "There's only 20 guys getting paid."
Yeah,
and people didn't know what he meant by that. And it's because certain guys have the contracts where no matter what happens, they're going to get paid, opposed to the other guys who don't have the leverage to negotiate something like that.
And that's pretty much everybody that's with Rich Paul.
Yeah, because the way they negotiated the contract is that it's front loaded, so they got all of their money at the beginning of the year. Versus equal payments throughout for most of those dudes.
Yeah.
So if you're not a Rich Paul client, or you're not like a Rockefeller Nation client,
and some guys don't know the business that well, so they're getting in and like, hey, we're gonna pay you this much. And they're kids that don't have much, so they're gonna take the 10 mil somebody offers you the first day you sign the contract.
Yeah.
Someone offers me 10, I'm taking it.
Exactly, and they're not looking back either. So they automatically assume they're gonna hoop, because hooping is their job. So
hey, but that's like, I'm gonna make the money mentality.
It is. It is.
But that's
all
the thing.
money, all money up front.
When you come up from not having that kind of money, like, if somebody offered me $10 million versus $1 million, it's like, man, I could get injured. I might never make another dollar.
Yeah,
fast. You're sleeping you're sleeping at your mama's house in the maybe not the best area or so. Somebody's offered somebody's trying to give you $5 million to shoot ball? Like, yeah, I'm taking that first day. No questions asked.
Sign me up. 7 years. That's fine.
7
I
years.
get that 18 million right now.
Yeah.
I'm set later down a lot.
Especially when you're used to making 25 to 30,000 a year. And I'll sign up.
If even.
Yeah.
If even.
Yeah, if that. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. $2 million first day on the job.
Yeah.
I sign up for
signing
right now.
bonus of $500K. All right, bro, I'm in there.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, but I would like to see the game, but as long as it's something that makes sense. And right now, it just does not make sense for them to restart at this point, unless they're going to go by like what you were talking about earlier, Doxy, about the season starting in January. If they're talking about moving the calendar, if they're talking about adjusting it like that, then okay. But you can't at the same time, you still cannot rush a full season in 2 weeks. It doesn't.
Fast. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
You're gonna get somebody hurt. The product isn't gonna be good. It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
But to be honest, there's not gonna be any fans next year either. So
I read that today too.
It's just not realistic for the current state of the virus and everything. So if you're not even like worrying about ticket revenue and stuff and the consumer behavior and purchasing tickets, you can have the calendar whenever, bro. We all gonna tune in regardless. As long as it's not on the Super Bowl, we're gonna watch. So start the season when the players are comfortable, and we'll watch it.
The no fans kind of like kills me. So I was planning on coming out for KG's jersey retirement next year.
I was planning to go to Celtics Heat in April. I was gonna go. It was gonna be the first game I was gonna go with my girl, and I was like, all right, bro, we're gonna do this. I was about to buy tickets, and then I was like, all right, well, let me wait till it gets a little closer. Season canceled. Like, come on, bro.
Season canceled. That's the in-state game for you too. So hey.
Yeah, man. I would have. I need to go to TD Garden at some point. I've never been to Boston. I've never been to Boston.
Wow. Boston rock.
It's something else.
You'll love it.
It's something else.
I'm dying to get up there, man.
Let me tell you, Doxy had me in the wrong section at the opening night last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we met up at the game, and like that's him like real broke when the security guard told me I had to. He actually pointed to my seat. We was like in a little midway where he was sitting. He was like, Doxy's like, hey, that's your door. That's all right, cool. And I'm like just taking it all in, like, wow, I got these great seats.
Yeah.
And so I saw the security guard. I'm like, hey, where's my seat at? He was like, hey, buddy, you're all the way up there. I was like, all right. I just kind of like hang my head a little bit, just like walk out in the bench, like, God dang it, Doxy.
Hey, I mean, if it makes you feel better, the hoop was kind of blocking some of the action, like in terms of like getting highlights. But I did bankrupt myself for those tickets. And that makes it better.
I appreciate that. But the way the stadium is set up, though, you can still like see everything like really good, even from the like higher sections. So like the curve, I guess, in like the how it's built.
The only highlight I really missed out.
See everything pretty well.
The only thing I didn't really see well, when Jalen dunked on Embiid, which wasn't really a dunk, but like when he did off the glass.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I didn't like see really well, but everything else besides that.
Man, I think I looked away for like I looked away for like a second when that actually happened. I think I like looked down at my phone or something maybe, or just like was zoned out for a hot minute. Now I look back up, I see Jalen like midway in there. I was like, oh shit. I looked on the jumbotron to see what happened. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, I remember that was Afro Kyrie.
Fast. Man. I just still have Kyrie. Despite my Kyrie like criticism, I still have his like poster on my wall. This is the only like souvenir I got from the game. Bro. So until I make it back up there to you, I'm like, Jalen, there's somebody on there. I can't take it down.
Man. Bro, I bought a Kyrie jersey, and I had.
You did have it.
I could have bought Tatum. I should have bought Smart. I bought a Kyrie jersey. It lasted me a year, and that's it.
My girlfriend
I had to give that junk away, bro.
My girlfriend bought me a Kyrie shirt. You know, one of the Nike shirts, and for Christmas, right? And I was like, oh, dope. Man, by the time I actually got it, because she lives in Pennsylvania, by the time I actually went up there and got it, he was already off the team. I was like,
he's all the way out the door for Christmas too. It would have been a great thing to actually have that on Christmas when you had that crazy game against Philly too. So.
Yeah, I almost grew an afro out because of him too. I was like, man, yeah, that's a good look. I might go ahead and do that.
So if things do come back to play, how do you guys see the league shaping up so far?
In
so you guys still have the same preseason. Your preseason tape still looking good for the ECF Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Who you guys still rolling with?
I see Milwaukee and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals and the 2 LA teams in the Western Conference.
Still rolling with the LA teams.
That's my pick. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be a great series.
Those are intense.
Those are my same for both Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals. My preseason pick for the finals was Boston versus LA.
Which one?
Which one?
The Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah, I would like to see the Lakers. Because I want to see Boston Celtics and Lakers going again.
Yeah, but I really don't want to see LeBron against the Celtics anymore. Please, no.
Honestly, I want to beat him.
It's like, I want it, but at the same time, I want to kill him at the same time. I'm like sick of him, so I know how he gets when he plays the seed.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I just think that they don't have as many dogs as the Clippers do. And when you're talking about coaching, Doc Rivers, I think, is going to do his thing against Frank Vogel the entire series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah,
especially
I think
that makes a difference. Go ahead, Doxy.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that my point is actually almost the same as yours. There's a lot more places to attack the Lakers than there is the Clippers.
Yeah,
you can attack Rondo, you can attack Caruso, you can attack Kuzma, you can attack Avery Bradley. I mean, Avery Bradley used to be a good defender, but not anymore. You can attack all those guys. Who's guarding Tatum? Man's dropped 41 in the last game.
Yeah,
and we were missing Kemba. We were missing.
Yeah, we were.
That game too.
That was a game.
And we lost by 1 point.
And that was a game where exactly, and Jalen was a little sporadic early in the game too. Mm-hmm. He made some mistakes.
So I actually like our chances against the Lakers. Because, obviously they got LeBron and AD who play very big. They got McGee too, who they all play big. But we got if Robert Williams plays good, if the Tyson's going to play good.
Oh yeah,
against those guys, and even if they don't like that matchup, even if they win the front court matchup, but their guards can't even hope to keep up with ours.
Not at all.
So I actually like us. If we're going just off entertainment value, we want the Clippers because our games against Clippers are
best games of the year.
Yeah,
game of the year candidates in both games
easily.
And we were without Jalen in that second game.
Second game. Without him, but. We were missing Hayward the first game too.
Oh yeah,
I think we missed somebody in each game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hayward on the first game, Jalen the second game.
Yeah. So and those were mad entertaining. So entertainment value, the Clippers. But if I want to win, I want to play the Lakers.
Oh, I think we beat either one.
And the thing about the Lakers, I don't know if the Lakers
I'm with you.
have.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But...
yeah, bring me whichever one. Yeah. Bring me whichever one, and they're gonna be beat up from facing the other one anyway. So.
But the thing about the Lakers is they don't have a role player who I trust to win them a game or two.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know how every playoffs you at least need a role player to have at least 1 or 2 big games per series to just
Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Pat, Lou,
Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet is going to win him a playoff game.
Yo,
exactly.
Honestly,
Lakers,
I
who's
still
don't
understand the Sixers letting him go.
Kuzma, Avery. I would have betted on Avery to win you a playoff game maybe 3 years ago or so, but not now.
Right.
3 or 4 years ago.
I can see KCP getting hot one game, once, but I mean that's not enough to.
I just see Rondo winning the game the first round or something against the Plat against the Grizzlies. That's about it.
I can see Kuzma heating up for 1 quarter.
Not in the finals,
though.
Nothing
big. Gonna
big.
Shrink in the finals.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing big. But
Kuzma just a 10, 12 point spurt.
Yeah. He'll do something like that for a quarter, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see the Lakers winning like next year, but this year, I think, and the Celtics have a good roster for this kind of Orlando environment because it's a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, we're
AAU was like 4 years ago. Summer League was like 3 years ago.
Exactly. College wasn't too long ago for most of these guys, so this is kind of their field right here.
Yeah, so they're gonna be playing games at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like they know how to do that.
Are we able to bring Tremont Waters?
Yeah,
I think they said some of that you can bring up to certain players in case you need replacement players. I think.
Okay.
The roster is gonna be 17 players, so both of the two-way guys.
Okay.
Both of the two-way guys can come.
Okay.
So that means Taco and Tremont.
Okay.
I love Tremont deserves like an actual real contract.
Dude needs to be on the squad, man.
And Carson Edwards might, rediscover how to shoot again. In this kind of environment because he was good at summer league. So who knows?
Maybe he was awesome in summer league.
Maybe
awesome in summer league. Awesome in college.
Yeah.
Maybe him in an open gym type environment, scrimmage thing. Like he might just light up out there. You never know.
He'll be back. I have faith in him. He'll be back.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's too early to give up on him.
And Romeo was getting better as the season ended too. So
defensively as well, I think he was a little underrated. Great. Oh my God, he was killing it.
He's such a long, athletic. He's a smart kid too. It seems like.
Yeah.
Seems like he adjusts really well, like the more time like PT just.
And Grant Williams as well.
Yep. So we have a team that's perfect for this kind of environment.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated Grant in college. But not the hate that I didn't want him on my NBA team.
Yeah.
Because I'm a UK fan. He was in Tennessee, so they would kick our butt at least once a year. Like his whole college career, I was like, I cannot wait till this guy leaves. But I said one day, I was like, Grant's kind of like a smarter version of Mook. I was like, hope he don't false to Celtics if he gets the shot.
Yeah.
Then after 94, I was like, thank you. I was like, all grievances have been forgiven.
Could you imagine if we kept Mook in some way and had Grant with Smart?
Yeah, no thanks.
Could you imagine how that would have gone?
That would have been kind of weird. Mook is such an odd guy.
It would have been a little weird, but
I liked him on my team. But if you gave me the choice to not have him on my team, I'm gonna take that choice.
That's I don't want to say he's a selfish player because when things are going good, he kind of complies, but. When we hit our cold streaks or whatever, he gets a little unbearable for a while.
He has a Messiah complex where it's like if things aren't going well, he's gonna be the one to save it.
That's true.
And then we used to play him and Terry on the court together, and they're both doing the same thing.
You remember when they were both doing that and Smart, Terry and Smart were doing those transition threes way too much.
Yeah. Yeah, Smart kind of calmed down a little bit.
He calmed down and got better, but that series,
the worst trick in Jalen trio. I don't blame Jalen as much as I blame Mook and Terry for never giving him the ball when he has the position he should have had the ball.
Yeah.
So I think they those two for early 5 minutes of second quarter lost us so many games last year. Because things would spiral out of control, then the three of them would just take turns doing something. You can see Doxy rubbing his forehead as he thinks about it
now. I'm really having flashbacks right now, bro.
It's
second quarter was the worst.
Oh man, couldn't do anything in the second quarter.
We'd be so on fire.
It would always be so annoying watching Terry get subbed in before Smart.
Yeah,
before Smart.
And
then they painted Kyrie on the bench while Terry and them are just doing whatever. And he's just please kill me.
Yeah, he's just
oh my God, not this again.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Some of that is on
over.
Brad.
It is.
A lot of it's on Brad.
A lot of it is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? We gotta think about trust, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the job Brad is doing this year and the whole team though, compared to last season?
Oh, significantly better compared to last year.
The way
I think his job is easier because there's less egos on the team, so he's doing a better job with what he has. I think the best indication of Brad's progression as a coach this year from last year is that when Enes Kanter is not in a good matchup, he doesn't play.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Brad would just count like a 5-minute run in like one quarter, and then if he sees it's not his game, he will not see the floor the rest of the game.
He won't play.
I think it was the game against the Suns early in the season, where Cantor was like kind of giving up runs, and we put Grant in, and it went on like a 15-0 run or something to close the half, and we never saw Cantor again.
Yeah.
Then we win that game by like 20. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just Cantor. It's a bunch of things. Like, I mean, there's some guys you can't go without playing them. You know, like
you can't go without the Smarts, the Tice, the Tatums.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, he'll do better at mitigating their negative impact that they're having in that.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly all you could do, because Tatum isn't the kind of superstar like Kyrie was, and it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with how Kyrie played the game. But Brad just wasn't the right coach for how Kyrie played the game that second year.
Yeah,
in the playoffs,
the first year he was flawless.
Yeah, because Kyrie kind of adjusted himself to play with the team. But the second year, Kyrie played like he was on the 2016 Cavs, but there was no LeBron to watch out for.
And until Friday, he was awesome though. Second team All NBA.
Yeah, he had a
he carried us to a lot of wins. So. There's no knock on Kyrie, the player. It's just when you're trying to get everybody else. When you have all these
in the Bucks series.
I was about to say
the Bucks series. We can knock him for that. But the regular season, when Tatum and Terry and Jalen had their run the previous season, and they're thinking on continuing, then Kyrie wants to come back and just be himself. Then that's when the egos and the meshing starts to get a little wonky. So, I'm not gonna say it was all on him. I'm talking about series.
A lot of it was though. I put a lot on.
That's the one thing I'll blame on him.
I put a lot on
Kyrie the person in the media.
But that
the player.
That was completely unnecessary. I think that actually hurt us a lot more than we initially thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, what'd you say?
Ask me July 1st.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he could have handled that better, because if you look at it, you can clearly see them intentionally trying to like agitate him and ask him certain questions they knew he wouldn't want to talk about it. But he will visibly be frustrated and lash out often. And I guess
every time on the road.
Yeah, they carry on to the floor at that. So.
Yeah.
But to his credit, he was going through a lot personally, so can't fault him like all the way. But at the same time, it's like he could have done some things better here and there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But the best part about Kyrie leaving is now that we have like Super Tatum. So
Tatum, Brown,
Kemba.
I love those guys.
Oh my god.
My favorite part about watching Tatum is that when he's hot, he actually like asks for the ball now.
Yes, that used to kill me the first 2 years.
His rookie year, it would be him and 4 scrubs, not like 4 Celtics scrubs, which is not scrubs, but the Celtics. It'd be him and 4 scrubs, and he's not shooting the ball.
He'd be so like, passive and intent on watching Smart and Terry or Moot just do whatever when he was just on fire. And then last season, you could see him trying to like be a little more selfish, get himself going, but he didn't exactly like know when to attack more and not look off guys. But this season you can tell
and what kind of shots.
Yeah, what kind of shots? That was a big part. But this season you can see it's all finally started clicking for me. He's just on the go.
Yeah.
Because that was my big thing with him at first, because he knew he has like a bag of tricks. He has like, a lot of moves to go to. But my thing was always he made his initial move like a second too slow.
Yes.
So he would like feel out and hesitate a little bit and then try to go. But by that time, his defender and the team defense had already adjusted to him. So now he's kind of like stuck a little bit. So now this season, he's just on go as soon as he gets in position, which is a huge upgrade. It makes all the difference.
All of the clutch plays, like Brad is going to him in the clutch.
Yeah,
and that's what. And he's hit a couple game winners against the Hawks and Knicks. He got to the line against the Rockets to give us that chance for Jalen that shot. So that makes sense that night. and obviously against the Clippers too. But the best part about that is that it makes him such a great decoy, because we've won a lot of games because everybody knows that it's going to Tatum and actually was.
Yeah, it was a Kemba or maybe Smart, Jalen, depending on the night. And the thing about Tatum and Hayward too, and the thing about Tatum and Hayward and Jalen and Kemba, which people might have had questions of, is they fit really, really well together.
They do.
Yeah.
And last season, Tatum and Jalen chemistry got a little lost because they never played together. With Jalen having his rough out and getting moved to the bench, so they might get like 5 minutes a game together some nights.
Yeah.
So you forgot how much they really fit from the previous season. And then this season, they're like the perfect compliments to each other.
Fire and ice.
Because when one is hot, the other will sit back and let them be.
Yeah.
Opposed to some guys who see the other getting hot and want to go. Mm-hmm. So then imagine Tatum might score 10, 12 straight, have to take the seat, and then Jalen is automatically right in rhythm afterwards, and he goes on his own 10-point streak at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Kemba's the happiest guy in the world for him. So.
Oh, Kemba doesn't mind.
And that's the best thing ever.
Kemba could go 8 points, 6 assists,
and have a huge smile.
He's happy.
Yeah.
Kemba could not score, but see freaking Tice top 25 and just be cheesing on the sideline the whole game.
Yeah.
Right. He was the perfect teammate for what the group needed. So
yeah.
Salute Kemba. And then he goes on and get his own hot streaks every so often too. He'll be cold all game and score 9 straight buckets in the fourth quarter and just walk off to the bench smiling.
That's how we won a lot of games. Kemba quiet the whole game. Fourth quarter turns on. Tatum is the decoy, and the whole night, the whole quarter.
Kemba step back three, layup, and one.
Pull up,
game over. And it's
12-point lead.
It's fat. Yeah. And that's all the last 5 minutes of the game after being cold the whole night.
Right.
And you can't you can't trade that in the world for anything. So
nah.
I appreciate Brad doing those drives.
Oh yeah, I love the way Brad adjusted himself from last season to this season. He did a great job doing that. So I'm happy.
And he recognized that Tatum was going to be that guy.
Yeah.
So he kind of tailored his approach to that. Went back to what worked in 17-18.
Yeah.
And the whole team accepted it too, which made it.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, because especially with Kemba.
Yes.
Coming in and being able to say, okay, I know this is
going to be that guy. So let me let him be.
This is the guy. Yeah. So
he lets Tatum be when he be. He lets Jalen be when he be. Hayward has going on. He's letting him be. When he has going on, they're letting him be himself.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think Danny Ainge is part of the reason why this is working because he got Jalen his bag.
Yes.
So
Jalen really.
Jalen doesn't have to be all right, bro, I need to shine because he already secured the bag. So he doesn't have to, he knows that now it's just about winning.
I was talking to somebody yesterday after that season Jalen had where he's so up and down and frustrated that a lot of GMs and coaches would have been done away with him, benched him, traded him. But opposed to that, Danny and Brad, every chance you hear them talk, they're sitting them down and talking to him. And then in the offseason, Danny places the bet on him and pays him early.
Yeah.
Which everybody thought was the overpay at the time, but 2 weeks into the season, he's a completely new guy. And
yeah.
I was excited.
He got a haircut.
Got the haircut, yeah.
Got a haircut.
Everybody got a haircut, man. Yeah.
Fast. Your team believes in you, so now he's just on the road. Should have been All-Star this year.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I would have liked to see him on there.
Yeah, but a lot of talent in the East, so no not to the guys who made it, but I wish you'd have got him.
Yeah.
So, outside of the Celtics, who you guys is sleeper in the East besides Milwaukee and the Celtics?
Philly.
Miami.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't see Miami having the they don't have the talent. They're like the 2016-17 Celtics. And that maybe they might make it to the Eastern Conference Finals if a lot of injuries happen. But
how about this? I actually think they'll if
they get a good.
What's the seeding right now? Where are they?
They're 4.
They're 4.
So they're playing Milwaukee in the second
we're 3rd.
round.
They're 4th.
Yeah.
And they won the best matchups for Milwaukee this season. I think they've 2-0 against them, right?
I think so.
No matter what, they were close games. I don't know the results, but they were.
I think they'll be able to surprise a lot of people. I don't have any faith in Philly whatsoever. None.
because I don't have any faith in them, that's why they're a wild card.
I can see that.
I think a healthy Ben Simmons makes a big difference for them. Because he went from potentially missing the rest of the season to now he's fully healthy.
That's true. Yeah, I just don't see anything from them, man.
They still never put it together while the season was still going on. And
they don't have any, and they don't have any shooters. For 4 months. They traded everybody away or let everybody walk, and it's just I have no hope in them. I think they're gonna have games.
I don't want to go to bat for the Sixers, but I will say the defensive potential.
They have a lot, yeah.
Defensively, yes. So that's
it.
Yeah.
Because everybody gonna be rusty in Orlando, but when you have a bunch of elite defenders, you can really make things tough in a grind fest for another team.
It's an even playing field if they do come back for this season.
But I'll say this about Philly: if they don't make a run, Brett Brown is out of a job.
No, he should have been out of a job. He should have been out of a job last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Raptors forgetting how to play basketball for like 7 games, except for Kawhi kind of like saved his job.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
One bounce. One bounce.
That one bounce saved his job.
Yeah. If they would have lost like for sure.
If they would have got that first game they got blown out, if that whole series would have been like that, like 5 games he was out the door.
Yeah.
But like I said, Lowry, Ibaka, and Siakam, them all forgetting how to hoop for like a whole series, like just save that, man.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's another. I think Toronto might be my sleeper still. It depends on how Siakam adjusts to being the guy.
Mm-hmm.
In the playoffs.
Because last year's playoffs, he was pretty up and down some series.
Yeah, in the finals, he was up and down.
He was. Yeah. I think he was. Miami is just different for me in terms of sleepers because, and really, they're not even a sleeper team, but honestly, this season was significantly better than what I thought they were going to be.
Definitely. I think they're up to 7 seed.
Yeah, I really didn't think they were. I thought maybe 7th at best, and then at worst 9, 10. But
Bam making a leap really took them up a whole other notch than they should have been.
Yeah. So I think they have what it takes to make a real serious run. But I just
we're not gonna see them.
No, we're not seeing them now.
I would love to see them actually, though.
If we did make the conference finals, that would be good for us.
Bro,
that'd be great.
Bro,
if we did see them.
I don't care who we see. I still see us coming out the East. It don't matter to me at all.
Milwaukee. I like this against Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Me too.
I still do not trust Milwaukee in the playoffs.
I don't trust Eric Bledsoe in the playoffs. Him specifically.
Yeah.
Last year, he kind of had it going on. Then the conference finals, he was just like, by that point, he's just walking up the court and just throwing the ball out of
bounds. Yeah, he'll be good for a series.
People give Giannis so much. People give Giannis like so much slack for that Raptors series, but he was getting triple teamed. That his second option is getting outscored by like Norman Powell every night.
You know why I don't? You know why I don't think Milwaukee is going to be able to do as great as a lot of people think they're going to be able to do? Mm-hmm. Giannis doesn't have handles like AD. If Giannis had AD handles, he'd be able to separate himself a little more and
especially in those close games. Like with the way the Raptors played him last year, as soon as he took a step inside, he might get past one guy, then it's immediately 2 other guys who are just like brushing off that matchup and just Then he lost, and then he loses faith in his teammates, so he's not passing back out after like a certain point.
Yeah.
And they were just smothering them.
I mean, a series against Toronto would be tough, but when we get past them, I think, like looking back at last year, we lost that series more than Milwaukee won it. I mean, when we have Kyrie,
absolutely,
most definitely,
we lost that series.
Out the window.
Yeah,
everybody except for Jaylen Brown played terrible in that series.
Yes,
and Kyrie obviously shooting the way he did is sabotage, like not obviously not intentionally, but
was not going to stop shooting like that. He said he already told y'all. I don't care. I'm going to keep shooting.
if you take Kyrie out of that series, last year's team with Horford, and you put Kemba in, I think even if we don't win, we don't lose in 5. Like we're taking that to 7 at least. You know, when we had a good Kyrie, when we had a good Kyrie who wasn't shooting like garbage, we won game 1 on the road.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. And then the referees had a big impact on that series too. But at the same time, you have to play through the rest, which guys didn't do a great job at all of doing.
They were
a few bad calls went our way, and we were pouting and getting upset and whatnot.
And it was demoralizing. Yeah. It was demoralizing.
Yeah. I still like this against Milwaukee. That might not age well, but that's how I feel.
No, it's going to age well.
I hope so.
It'll age well.
Any sleepers out west for you guys outside of the LA teams?
Nah.
No, not believing in Houston anymore.
I didn't believe in them before the season started.
Nah, I'm good.
I didn't believe in them before the season started, and then when
I didn't believe in
having a big like a traditional big from them.
Yeah.
And you have PJ Tucker playing the 5. I see it work for them regular season games. Until I see that work in the playoffs, which it won't. I have no trust in Houston like that.
After they traded Capella, when I look at them, I just think it's cute. Like they play cute.
Yeah, it's real adorable.
It's cute. Like that's cute. Like, you don't play with a big. That's cute.
Yeah,
but it's not like that's cute and like ooh I'm shaking. Like nah, it's cute. That's it.
Yeah,
like bro, they beat the Lakers. I think right after that trade.
So.
I was like, oh, maybe this could work. And then they got hammered by, like, Phoenix. And I don't know, something like that. So some whack team after that. It's just like, it's cute, but it's not going to work in a 7-game series.
Nah.
No, especially not against teams like the Clippers who can, like, kind of match them with the same small ball they play.
Yeah.
Clippers,
like Montrez
Denver.
and PJ is not a big – it's not a mixed match either way.
Exactly. Yeah. Montrez at the 5 and just go Kawhi, PG, Bev, and – one other guy or
Lou
Williams.
Lou Williams. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, not to start, but like in crucial minutes.
Yeah. They're dead. They're dead.
Yeah. I don't really believe in any. Like I don't believe in the Jazz. I don't believe in the Nuggets.
Absolutely not.
I don't believe definitely not the Jazz. But
I like the Nuggets. I like the Nuggets.
I like the Nuggets. They don't have a killer.
I love Jokic.
Yeah.
But they're gonna get. But their flaw, I think they're gonna get like kind of ran off by the like high power offensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you can't count on Jamal Murray to be the same guy night in and night out either.
That's true.
If you would have swapped Murray with somebody like Beal or Booker or something like that, I'd probably have a little more faith in them.
It's when Michael Porter Jr. becomes a Tatum that team is dangerous. But he's not there
too.
He's not there. I don't
know if he'll get there. I can see him getting really good.
I mean, mentally, I don't know if he gets there, but physically, he's the same player as Tatum. Like they're the same player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the top prospect for that draft class before all his spinal injuries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would have been the number 1 pick if he never got injured.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So, if you tell me like Michael Porter Jr. figures it out in the next, and to be honest, he doesn't look that far. Like he put up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He put up numbers this year. Like I remember he scored like 21 points in like 14 minutes or something.
He was starting to get it together. He was.
Yeah. So if he makes that leap like Tatum did, then yeah.
So in another year or two, it'll look out for him. So him and Jokic. Did you finally trade away Murray or Harris, and you're like a finally real point guard?
They got to get rid of Gary Harris. I think you can keep Murray, but you got to get rid of Harris.
I would get rid of
Harris. Yeah, actually, you're right. Either one. Murray probably can't trade because of the extension.
Not true. And Harris had a really, really bad year this year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His stats are down all across the board.
Yeah. I don't believe in obviously the Grizzlies. I don't believe in I don't know who else is in there. Obviously not OKC to go deep. I don't believe in. Yeah. So it's really the 2 LA teams, and that's it.
Yeah. I'll say this about the Grizzlies: I'm really proud of them for like getting in the hunt and still being here. But they don't stand a chance against like the Lakers around 1.
They're gonna get swept.
In a 7-game series.
They're gonna get swept, but I'm really happy for them. I really want them to make it just so they can like have that experience of getting swept.
Why couldn't they do this next year though? They're doing this at the expense of our pick, bro.
Exactly.
I know, right?
It's such they're not going to get their standing ovation at home while they're down like 25 points in the playoffs that all the young teams get when they first like kind of break through. But it's coming though. They'll get it next year.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even really mad about the Memphis pick because like it gets to a point where you have too much.
And we have 3 first-round picks. We can just trade them if we want to move up, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, like the more top, like it's obviously great. You want to have a bunch of guys on rookie deals, but it gets to a point where it's like we're gonna have the same problem like we had last year. You got like 4 top 3 picks or whatever. I don't know, just like 4 lottery picks on the same team plus Kemba, plus Hayward, plus Smart. Like I think
be a lot.
You can have too much. I think.
Exactly.
I think now we have 8 really good guys. I think we should just make sure that those 8 are very solid.
I want to trade 2 picks, maybe for like a really good established player, if possible. Some picks and 1 or 2 of our role players.
What position? Like center?
Yeah.
Center, wing depth, anything really.
I would go 4 to 5.
I would trade to get like a good sophomore or junior in college, somebody who's experienced that could come in. And be depth only. Like that's all we need. Like I don't want us to somehow stumble into like a top 3 pick, and then we got to pick like LaMelo Ball. Like some people are like, nah, bro, I don't want to do that.
He'll never see the
team
court.
Is really good.
He would never see the court in Boston.
But if I pick land like, if I pick can land at 15 or 16 though, right outside the lottery, I think that's great value for a first round, and then you do away with the other 2 and.
Yeah. Or trade our picks for an already existing NBA player who's
that's what I'm saying.
Like, too expensive. Yeah.
That's my.
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Use 1 pick. Use our highest pick was at like 15, 16, 17, or whatever. And then package the other 2 picks with like one of our lesser used role players, maybe like Vincent and some, and just see who's out there.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm with it.
I'm with it.
Oh man.
All right, I think that's all. So to end this, Doxy, I have a top 5 segment specifically designed for you. I want your top 5 on 3 things personal for Doxy. So you ready?
All right, what's up?
All right. First top 5. Give me your top 5 favorite Celtics ever. Since you've been a
fan. Marcus Smart, Rajon Rondo, Jordan Crawford, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce.
Nice.
Not in order.
Not in order. How about you, D?
Paul Pierce, Isaiah Thomas, Marcus Smart. Man, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead. Maybe it's living in the moment, but I'm gonna have to say Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
I'm not mad at that.
In terms of guys that I've watched, because I didn't watch Larry Bird, I didn't watch Bill Russell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are they're in their own league. But my personal top 5 who I love watching, those are the guys.
Yeah, and Rondo is a lot of sentimental value for me too. Like
Rondo,
I'm sure eventually down the line. I mean,
Rondo's
Steve too. Like
yeah. Oh
but,
man, hold on. Kevin Garnett, hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me.
You're gonna take off Jalen.
Let me take Jalen off. I'm putting Kevin Garnett in.
Gotta put ticket in.
Oh my god. Yeah, I almost have to have like a top 10.
Hey, you ever been in a bar fight?
No.
You ever been in a bar fight, D?
No.
It's a bar fight.
Nope.
Okay, appreciate that. Second top 5. New console coming soon. PlayStation guy, right?
Yeah. So top 5 like games or?
Give me your top 5 PS4 games.
Top 5.
Strictly for the PS4 last generation.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I feel like I'm gonna miss a couple games, but this is cheating. But the Kingdom Hearts port of the old games from PS2, because Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game. Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game of all time, so it's a PS4 game, so I'm gonna count that. And then I don't know, man. This is hard. Like I gotta like remember my whole library right now. Sure. I feel like I'm gonna miss. So don't hold me accountable to this because I'm know for a fact that I'm missing something. But I'm gonna say. Sure, I feel guilty. Like I know that I'm missing a favorite game.
What about God of War?
One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, just because I gotta ride for One Piece, you know.
Yeah, ride for your dives.
I gotta ride for One Piece.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so mad when I get home and I because I'm not in my house right now. When I get home, I'm gonna see like my library. I'm gonna kick myself because I know I'm missing one.
Oh man. All right, last top 5. Just like me, big anime guy. That's probably the easiest question I'm gonna ask you. So give me your top 5 anime series, not the main, just the anime.
Just anime.
Just strictly the anime.
Attack on Titan, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter, 2011, Code Geass, and One Piece.
And One Piece. There we go. So the easiest question I asked you this whole time.
Yeah, I was accepting that. Once you said top 5, I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna have to say my top 5 anime.
When I was writing it, I was like, should I do strictly top 5 One Piece stuff or just animate the whole thing?
Top 5 One Piece stuff is hard because it's all good.
Yeah, that one stuff too. We don't get to a later time. We don't get to a later time to talk about that one. All right, well, we appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Hey, thank you guys for having me, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, you too.
All right.
All right. And that was the Courtside Conference Podcast. Appreciate y'all for listening. Any questions, add me on Twitter at _Scott019 or follow the page at C_Conference Pod. Thank you for listening.